Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning. This is Sahib from the Sahib Az-Zamman Airlines, and today you want to learn about the first letter in the Persian alphabet, Alif. Alif is the equivalent of the English letter A, and we use this in order to use the words that make the sound up. Now there's two types of Alif shown on your screen, the Alif without the hat and the Alif with the hat. How we actually write this? I need to tell you one thing. Persian is different from English, and it's very similar to Arabic. What I mean by this, in the writing, we actually write the letters from right to left, instead of left to right. Let's start. The Alif without the hat is very easy. It's just a vertical line. However, the way that I see people commonly write this is from top to bottom. However, when you try to connect a letter, it will be easier to do the other way around than this actual way. So you do from top to bottom as it shows you. The number one shows you this step. Red arrows that I show is actually a guide for you if you want to write this down. And I actually make this available through the OneNote so you can look back at these documents if you want to. So I will try to make sure that I put these in the OneNote if I can. Now, Alif without the hat has several more steps than Alif without the hat. You first have to draw the head. And the way we draw the head is that we use one coming down. So you're going to make it going from the beginning of the head, which the right side is always the longest. The right side is obviously going to the roof like a chimney. Think about it. Think about this number 2. The horizontal line is the roof. And you're trying to install the chimney on top of it. So it has to come from top to bottom again. That's just the way, again, common way that has been written down. That it comes from top, you're going down on the first step, and then you go from right to left, as the language suggested in number 2, and then you go from top to bottom again on the third step. Because this is Alif, you will have a fourth step, which same thing as Alif without the hat. You need to draw a straight line down, a vertical. We need to also mention that Alif is one of the special letters in the Persian alphabet. That means Alif, along with the 6 letters that we have in the Persian alphabet, does not get connected afterwards. And you will see an example of this later. But if you want to connect a letter with Alif, you can actually connect it from the right side of the Alif. Meaning you will draw your connection from whatever your letter you have from right to left, again on the first step. And then this is the easier way you can do it. This is why I was saying when you connect Alif in a word, it's better if you do it this way. Meaning going from bottom to top this time, just to make this curve going up. That's how you connect a letter to Alif, and that's how a letter shows up when you're writing in the middle of the word, if the letter from behind can get connected to it. Let's look at some examples of the letter Alif. This is the word Az-Zamman. Az-Zamman. So the first A that you see is double A. That's actually what Alif represents most of the time. I say it is a representative of A because some people do not do the double A that I'm doing. I usually want to refer to double A because when you use one A, especially in English, it wouldn't really sound like an A. People will say Az-Zamman, which is not the correct way to pronounce this. So it's Az-Zamman. That's why I would use a double A rather than the single A for Alif. Az-Zamman. So this is the A. This is the first A you see. It comes in the beginning. Then you have the 2 letters that you will learn later, Sema. And then you have another Alif, as you can see, is connected to the knee behind it. Seman from the right side is connected. From the left side, because as I told you, Alif is a special letter. It does not get connected on anything that comes after, on anything that comes on its left hand side. So the noon will be right in its own way. And this letter you'll learn later. Az-Zamman. Az-Zamman in Persian means sky. And that's how you refer to sky. Awesome. Another word, just to show you how Alif will not be connected. This first letter over here is another special letter that you learn later that does not be connected from the left hand side. And the word is Ra. Ra has way or road. So Alif over here is not connected to any way and is again replacing 2x. I hope you learned something new with me today. I hope to see you next video.